We all have the tendency to deal with others automatically from habit. Leaders must be aware of their automatic behaviors, as unfortunate results can occur which can limit the success they must achieve. Their mastery of conscious use of self and conscious choice, replacing automatic behaviors, will yield dramatically more powerful results. Unfortunately, easier said than done. Understanding the barriers to conscious choice can help. Hello, I'm Dr. Michael Broom, CEO of the Center for Human Systems. I've helped executives, leaders, and teams succeed for over 45 years. I can be your leadership guru too. In important situations, leaders must make intentional and deliberate choices, foregoing operating on automatic that can often cause more problems than they solve. If that's the leaderly behavior of choice, what makes it so difficult? We're going to explore 3 barriers that make it so. Barrier number 1, automatic behavior requires little effort. Automatic behaviors are machine-like, requiring little or no thought, in contrast to the cognitive effort of analysis and consideration of options, which demand much more energy than conscious choice. I was asked to coach a young leader in a high-tech company who simply wasn't used to the constant demands of his new job. By the time I got to work with him, he was exhausted and actually said, "I'm just too tired to do the work of making good decisions." With his boss, the 3 of us came up with several ways to relieve the pressure so that this young leader could regain his ability to make good decisions and also regain his self-confidence, which had taken a hit. Barrier number 2, conscious choice requires self-awareness and self-discipline. Self-awareness requires a level of introspection that requires time and energy and effort. It also requires the discipline of self-regulation to pause and reflect rather than reacting impulsively and relying on ingrained routines. Both take a lot of practice and commitment to build up a level of skill. I remember a vice president of nursing with an excellent background who was hired into a turnaround situation. It turned out that her excellent background, where she had done very well, were all in situations that were already running well. So the habits she had developed, her automatic, were useful in situations that were all running well. That was not the one she was in now. Faced with a very different situation, she became distraught and distressed to discover that her automatic behaviors were causing problems, not solving them. With significant coaching, she began to grow her self-awareness, and with a good deal of discipline, she actually was able to learn the new behaviors she needed to succeed in her new situation. Barrier number 3, automatic behaviors can be deeply ingrained. Automatic behaviors that are emotionally rooted can also be significantly reinforced by social expectations, peer influence, and situational pressures. Making them very hard to override with conscious choice. Overcoming them to make conscious choices can be emotionally exhausting, causing us to slip back to our automatic behaviors. A leader I have referred to in other videos would change his decisions on automatic to please whoever was in front of him so that he could be liked. You can imagine the problems that caused. In this case, my coaching was insufficient. He needed therapy to get over his need to be liked so much. I ran into him a few months later, and he was doing okay, but he needed that therapy to get him over that hump. In spite of these three barriers, conscious choice, though it can be difficult, is still the behavior of choice for successful leaders. It helps immeasurably with making effective decisions. It is imperative if we want to maintain healthy relationships, and it is very important to help us with our ego management. Conscious choice, conscious use of self is virtually a requirement for successful leaders. Coming up, for a deeper exploration of this topic, check out the video, The Challenge of Conscious Use of Self and How to Meet It. That's coming up November 28th, 2024. See you then.